to an episode of the PHA Pick'em. I am your host, and really the only guy on the dang show, Jordan O'Donnell, a.k.a. the Gambling Gambino, a.k.a. the King of Takes. You can check me over out on Twitter at King of Takes. That's where I'll be putting down all my hot takes, all my picks, anything added that's not on this show or any of our other shows, so go check it out. But we got ourselves 5 games this week, just like we always do, and we got the parlay. It was a little bit tougher, I'm not going to lie, to pick the games this week. There's not really a ton of ranked team matchups. Everyone kind of has a weird, maybe a good team they're playing, maybe a bad team they're playing. It's really kind of like a put up, shut up kind of week, like who's for real, who's not. But it's neither here nor there. Let's just dive right into the picks. And you guys know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my handy dandy notebook. I got to have it, all right? I ain't fancy. I got the teleprompter. Fancy notebook. Ooh, a tongue twister. All right, so for the first one, we're going for a game and a team that I actually love. I've loved them since week 1. Got number 9 Wake Forest at North Carolina. North Carolina, if you'd have asked us 10 weeks ago what this game was going to be, you would have swore it was going to be the opposite. Everyone thought North Carolina was going to be awesome. They're led by Mack Brown, legendary coach from Texas, has a national title. But North Carolina maybe is good, maybe they're not. This is really a put-up, shut-up game for them, but really it's to see if Wake Forest is for real. They've hit the real part of their schedule. They got North Carolina this week, North Carolina State the following week, and then Clemson before they finish out the year against Boston College, who is not good. So right now the line for this is North Carolina favored at home, -2.5, over under 77, all right? Again, on paper, both these teams are very good on offense. The defenses can give up points, but have shown that they can play at times. A lot of people, a lot of the quote-unquote sharps/experts are calling for the over 77. Not here, guys. Not this show, all right? We give you winners. We don't give you what the public keeps telling you to pick. Yeah, both these teams rank in the top 25 in points per game. I don't like it. That's a rat. You got to smell the cheese, all right, here. I'm going Wake Forest plus 2.5 in this game, all right? They're the better team, but not just the better team. They're the luckier team, all right? In terms of luck, current to date, North Carolina ranks 124th. There are only 130 teams, all right? 124th. On the flip side, Wake Forest ranks 10th in the country in terms of luck. Sometimes it is better to be lucky than good. I'm going to ride with Wake Forest. The Demon Deacons figure it out, cover the 2.5. Rolling on. Game number 2. What you think would be a good game because of one team, but really it's a line that is just too easy to pick, quite frankly, in my opinion. We got Liberty at number 16, Ole Miss. Ole Miss favored by 9.5 at home, over under 67. Again, two teams that can score a ton, but we've seen what happened when Liberty played a decent team when they played Syracuse. They couldn't put points on the board. They've been playing really close games with lower level competition. I mean, their lone losses to Syracuse. Ole Miss would crush Syracuse. I have no doubt in my mind. It's a completely different class. I don't understand why the line's 9.5. But the game on paper looks like it could be interesting. It won't be. Ole Miss -9.5. Take it home. You may even want to look at the first half line. You may double up on this game, okay? Again, Ole Miss -9.5 in this game is the pick. Third game of the week here. Number 3, Michigan State at Purdue. Purdue at home is the dog, +3, over under 53.5. Now, Michigan State, they're coming off the big win at home against Michigan, put up 37 points. Kenneth Walker III's getting the Heisman going. Everyone's pumping them up. They're like, oh, they're going to kill Purdue. And even if you're a little bit judgmental about that, like, surely to God, they're going to hit over 53 points. I mean, Michigan State put up 37 last week against a good Michigan team, right? They'll score 50 on their own. Wrong. Everyone forgets Purdue has a good defense, and Purdue also has to be one of the worst places in the country to play football. I swear, every game they play, it's cold, it's windy, it's cloudy, just terrible environment. I'm looking for almost no points to be scored in this game. low scoring. And just so you know, Michigan State, four of their last six have been the under, and we've talked about it on the Sports Profits. Purdue was the last team to finally hit an over this year. So 7 of their 8 games have been unders. We're taking the under, 53.5. Again, looking for a low-scoring game. And even if, let's say, Michigan State does start to, quote-unquote, blow Purdue out, it's going to be like a 27-10 game. Don't look for this to be a high-scoring, high-flying affair like last week with Michigan State. Again, under 53.5 is the pick. Game number 4 on the docket. We got Tennessee at number 18, Kentucky. This line keeps going back and forth between a pick 'em, a -1, a +1. You really don't know. It depends on the sports book you're looking at. Last odds we got, though, was Kentucky at home as the dog, +1, over under 56.5. Tennessee, they rank 18th in the country in points per game, scoring 37.4. Kentucky, their last 2, they've given up 30-plus points. They've shown that maybe the defense is starting to get a little grinded out here. I mean, 31 points against a bad Mississippi State team is not good after what we thought was a good showing against a very, very, very good Georgia team when they only give up 30 when Georgia's been just pumping everybody. I really don't know who's going to win the game. It's going to be close, but I do think Tennessee can score, and if any of these teams hit 30 points, this is going to be over, and one of them will. Over 56.5 is the pick here. You got to believe in this, okay? Tennessee's going to score 30. Kentucky, I think, can play with them. So like I said, if one of these teams hits 30, it's an over. It's an over. And then our last game of the week, the only matchup that faces 2 ranked teams against each other. We got number 13 Auburn and Picks Nix taking on the number 14 ranked team in the country, Texas A&M. Gig 'em. College Station, the line here, -4.5 for Texas A&M, over under 49.5. Auburn, 5 of their last 8 games have been over 50 points. And then A&M, 3 of their last 4 have hit the over, including the big win, 41-38 over against current ranked number 2 team, Alabama. I think this is going to be a fun game. It's really a game that people need, especially college football, given it's really the only highlight game this week on the agenda. I do think Bo Nix, as much as I give him crap for being Picks Nix, he's really shown something in the last 2 weeks, playing really well. Texas A&M has found their groove. They're starting to really score points at an electric level. Look for this to be a fun shootout game, and whoever wins this game catapulting themselves into a top 10 spot in the college football playoff and overall in the rankings. So I'm going to take the over 49.5. Like I already said, these teams are going to hit overs. It's going to be high flying. It's going to be fun. We need it to be fun. Otherwise, this is a bum week for college football. So over 49.5, all right? Now over to the parlay. I failed to mention I'm 28-22 thus far in our picks for the regular slate. For the parlay, though, we're 0-6. It was a yikes moment last week, guys. Yikes. Only one of our plays hit. It was not a good week. I'm not seeing the board very well when it comes to these parlays. If you haven't caught on, I try to pick games that are not as marquee, or at least not on the permanent slate that we go with. I'm trying to find some fun stuff for you to kind of parlay and make your full week fun, so you have games at every time slot to watch, okay? So, again, Knights of the Round Table Parlay. We're going to take an over, an under, a favorite, and a dog. This week for the over, we're going to take what usually is an exciting game in LSU, Alabama, over 67. Alabama is going to just wallop LSU. Saban's out for blood after 2 years ago whenever Coach O, said roll tide, forget that, kind of trash talking. Saban's going to get his revenge, like I said here. He's going to put up at least 50 if he can, which will give us enough to hit the over 67. My under is Missouri, Georgia, under 59.5. Georgia is going to absolutely pump Missouri, but Kirby Smart is a conservative play caller. Once he goes up, he does not like embarrassing teams. Mizzou may not even score a point in this game. And if they do, maybe 3. Look at this game to be like 42-3. Like that, yeah, it's a blowout, right? Under 59.5 still. And then my favorite, I swore off this team, but it truly is the one pick of the week that just, I almost feel like it has to hit. Pitt minus 21 against a Duke team that is terrible. They have no offense. Every single game they've actually had, I think, has been an under. But again, been playing that. But Pitt's going to beat them by 21. It may be 28-0. 42-3. Maybe, I don't know. It's going to be a bad game either way. I can trust Pitt to cover the minus 21, and they are a top 5 offense in the country. So there you go. And then our dog, you're going to have to stay up all night. We're going to the snack and the whack, Hawaii +7. They're playing a San Diego State team that we've talked about already the last 2 weeks. Number 1 defense in the Mountain West. They do not score a lot of points, but they play great defense. Hawaii, however, they're not the traditional Hawaii people think of just high flying, throwing the ball around. They figured out a run game. They're going to play with San Diego State, and they've been playing in every single game they play at home. They played well against Nevada. They beat Fresno State at home. 2 very good teams in the Mountain West. And I think Fresno State's actually ranked, to just give you an idea. So Hawaii +7 against a not good offense in San Diego State. Like I said, you're going to have to stay up late for that one. Get your midnight snack in the whack. So that wraps it up for the round table here. So again, over 67 in the LSU-Bama game, under 59.5 for the Mizzou-Georgia game. Pittsburgh is your favorite at -21, and your dog is my Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, making their second appearance on the show at +7 with your midnight snack in the whack. And with that does it for us this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Until next time, fam. Peace.